Okay, in this video we're going to go over the scatter terrain for the Fairy Garden Dollar Tree stuff. I'm going to go over some of the repeat. Well, there's only one repeat that I found, and these are made by Green Briar, but you get them at the Dollar Tree. And we saw this in the previous years. This is windmills and a beehive. Now, I actually used the beehive in one of our campaigns for our bee mage. If you guys remember, what was the name of that? We were doing Rangers of Shadow Deep. So our bee mage used this beehive to cast a area effect spell. So these do come in handy sometimes. I had to dig it out of my, gnome village stuff. I'm like, I got one of those. I know what I'm going to do. Here is our windmill with the leaves. And there's the back side. I'm going to go over these quick because we did these kind of already. And this is a more stout wooden windmill. And like I said in a previous video, these are going to be great to put on top of buildings for this Core's War to keep in line with that game system's lore. They have these windmills on top of all of their buildings. That's how they power their buildings, and they draw their water and their electricity or whatever they're doing in that society. So I didn't show you that. Here's the next one. This is a little bit of signage scatter train. This one says welcome. It has some red flowers on it. And let's get a size comparison here. Here is a Warhammer goblin compared to it. And this is a flower with a bluebird on it, which I think this is new. I don't remember seeing this one anywhere. And this one has a yellow bird on it, and it says garden on it. And here is a little goblin next to it. Now, goblins are shorter than normal dudes, so that looks about right. It's not going to be too bad. And this is, what you want to do, you want to populate. You don't want to just put like giant buildings down on your gate. You want to put this little stuff. It's like building a fire. You got to have the big logs in the fire, but you also got to have the little sticks to get it going. And this little scatter train adds, some personality to your stuff. Now, these packages look new for 2025, but they actually look worse. Just plain green, It's got that $1.25 on there, so it's not old. So this is by the same company. This is Green Briar as well. Now this fence here is really far out of scale, just in case. And then the back side, it's a pour mold, so it's all you can see where they like poured it down like this, and this is the top of it, and they like pulled it out of the mold, and here it is. Now, here it is compared to a goblin. It's very far out of scale. It's like really tall. And if you wanted to make like a palisade or a fort out of these, or a border wall, it would work, but you'd need like 1,000 of these, and that's just, even at the dollar store price, that's not cost effective. But you also get a batch of carrots for a garden. Now, they're painted green tops on the front, but on the back they didn't paint it green. But it is still painted all the way around. But the green is missing from the back. So keep that in mind. Here are some cabbages or lettuce. Not too bad. Didn't really screw these up. It's kind of hard to. It's just two colors. You can't screw that up. Next is this fountain right here. There's a barrel of water here, and it's just okay. It's a little out of scale. You might be able to say, cut some here. You can see the scale difference. It's way out of scale, but this fountain would be a great centerpiece in a dungeon room. Here, that sucker is going to go in my dungeon bits and bobs, because you put this in the middle of a room and, you know, you got a healing station. You can, what's that game? They have a game where you have like you got like 3 different spots and you draw your energy from it. Let me look, what is that called? Oh, here it is, Alchemy. Yeah, there's a game called Alchemy, and I think you have to do that in War Machine and Hordes as well. You have to touch the thing and you draw your power from it. So here is a nice little objective right there for somebody. Next, we have this little fountain pond, which would also be really nice to go along with that fountain. You put this down. Now you have 2 out of the 3 of your objective markers, and this one is really nice. You don't have to. You could paint this a little bit, but you don't really have to. It looks good just the way it is, and it is a pour mold. You can see that this is the top of the pour mold right there. And they just pull it out of the silicone, and boom. Just got 2 colors, but it's very well done. It has a little bit of detail, like see there's some grass growing here. You could paint that green if you wanted to. There's a little bit on this side as well. So you could, but you don't have to. And then it comes with a goose here and a duck. And that is a pretty nice little duck for any kind of whimsical objectives, if you want to do that in one of your RPGs, you know. A big yellow duck. And the final piece of scatter terrain are these 2 tables. These are really sweet. Now, I don't remember. I think they have other stuff in the line, but it's lame, so I didn't get it. So these are just the things that I thought would be relative to what I do as a dungeon master or miniatures wargame. But here is the top of the table, and the legs are green. And the bottom, it's detailed all the way around. Not as much detail on the bottom, but it does have some. Yeah, it's got a little bit of detail, but not as much as this. You know, this has got dry brush on it. Boom, this thing's good to go. You get 2 of them. Let's put them down here, and here's a goblin right here. Boom. And here is a gnome next to the table. So you get the goblin on top of it. That'd be a nice little centerpiece table for somebody or whatever. And that, everyone, is the Dollar Tree scatter terrain. And now we're going to move on to the houses. Thanks for watching.